Welcome to Thoughts and Visions. I am your host, T. Moore. You may be asking yourself, what is Thoughts and Visions? Well, I'm here to tell you. Thoughts and Visions is a show all about the guests, taking us on a journey, a fantastic voyage, if you will, from the start to where they are today and where they see themselves going in the future. Now, let's get to these intros. With that being said,
hello everyone, I am Sharita Carthon. I am with Power Brand, and what I do is brand strategy. I do brand strategy for celebrities, entrepreneurs, entertainers, influencers that are just coming out of the gate, really trying to understand how they can make an impact in this world. That is who I am in a nutshell.
How did you fall into that? Has that been something that you've been supporting people along the way throughout your whole life, or how did that happen?
I got into this by accident.
Okay.
Straight accident. So what happened is, just like every young girl in the 1980s, I wanted to be like Oprah. Okay. I wanted to be a newscaster doing broadcast journalism. Okay. But I had a teacher to tell me, you will look better on the radio, insinuating that I didn't look good enough to be seen on TV. Wow. So that deterred me, and I said, okay, no problem. I will do print journalism. That way I'm still in the profession. I still get an opportunity to be a journalist, and I went with it. So in school...
No, wait, not to cut you off though, but how old were you when you were told that?
17.
Yeah.
17 years old. People don't understand when you say something to a child, because a child is so impressionable, that one thought can carry that child in one direction or the other. Right. And that one statement led me to believe that I wasn't beautiful, that I wasn't worthy enough. And so I carried that and I went with it and allowed myself to do something that I totally didn't want to do, because I actually did want to do broadcast journalism, just like Oprah Winfrey, but I settled. Right. Immediately, just because of that one thought.
Where along that journey did you find the confidence to say, you know what, F that, I'm gonna do what I said I'm going to do?
In my 40s. I'm 45, by the way, but in my 40s. It stayed with me so long that I believe that I began to incorporate that in every single thought that I had. So it wasn't until someone came to me and said, wait a minute, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous. Why are you not the face of your brand? And we're going to get into that in a second. But it was because everyone, my entire life. So of course, with thoughts are things. And my entire life, it was reiterated. So it wasn't just that one person. The one person at that time planted that thought in my mind. But then there were other people along the way, boyfriends, family members, peers, who would iterate that. They would call me a cockroach. They would call me Blackie, all of these type of things when I was in school. And so you get to the point where you fight, and then there's a point where you stop fighting, because if everyone is saying the same thing, it must be the truth.
I get where you're coming from with that. That could be extremely tough, man. Getting told something like that at that age, and not. How did you, as far as digesting that and then being able to express how you feel about that?
That's an amazing question. So one of the number one things is I carry low self-esteem with me, imposter syndrome with me, all of these things. I wore it like a coat. And so how I dealt with that is that when I came to the point where I felt like I could be more, I had a conversation with a mentor, who is now a mentor. And she said to me, she said, Sharita, did you ever consider the source? Did you ever consider the source of where all of these comments were coming from? And it just gave me an aha moment, because I'm like, no, I never considered the source. And she said, if you think about looking in the mirror and you think about all of the good things that you do for people, with people, you have to reconsider the source, because now what they're saying is contradictory to who you are and what you're actually doing right now. So in that way, I was able to turn things around and with my mindset. And of course, we talk about mental health all the time. We talk about how important it is, but we don't talk about the work behind mental health, and then disconnecting all of the bombs in your mind and your head about you. Because the thing is, and your audience probably knows, is that we're 15 times harder on ourselves than we are on anyone else, right? So the way someone else feels about you is probably nowhere near where you're thinking about yourself. So I can say, oh my God, the hat is amazing. But I may not know you may have went through 12 different hats this morning
to get to that
to get to that one hat.
That's a fact.
You know, so these are the things that happens. And so the question that you asked me is about how did I transition? So in school, I went to a class and I found out about the real truth about journalism. Mm-hmm. I found out that it's negativity, that you have to do, go on Police Blotter and just all of these things. And I interned and worked for some of the greatest newspapers in our country. I mean, I worked for the Gannett USA Today newspaper chain, which means the Chronicle Tribune in Chicago, the Palladium Item, the Toledo Blade, all of these amazing newspapers. Every single day I came home depressed. Every single day I carried that negativity home with me. And from the stories that I was writing. Yeah. There was one story, one interview I had to go on. It was off the Police Blotter, and the guy was drunk. His wife had just left him, and he went 95 miles per hour on one of those back end highways where you can't see where it begins or ends. Literally ran straight into a tree, car wrapped around the tree. I'm walking up to the scene. This man is literally dying while I'm trying to get the story. And he says one thing that I will never forget. He said, just tell my wife I love her. Make sure you print that.
That was his last words.
That was his last words. I wrote this man's last words while he was dying. And then he took his last breath and he died. And then the ambulance came and just that happened. And I said to myself, at this time I have two young children. I'm not really doing what I want to in journalism. And again, when you sacrifice your dreams and you begin to do things that you feel is safe, you feel that in your soul. It comes out in everything that you do. So not only was I not fulfilling what I really wanted to do, I was bringing home negativity. So
it was affecting your home life.
It was affecting my home life. It was affecting my mental health. So I did what anyone else would do when they're sad and depressed. I went to go get chicken wings.
Okay. All right.
I went to Kim's Wings and I looked up while I was on that 15-hour wait, waiting for my chicken wings to get done. I looked up at the advertising board. And I looked at all of these advertisements on the advertising board, and I'm just thinking to myself, they could do so much better if their brand was a little tighter. So while I was waiting, I just ripped off every single advertisement off the wall. I got my chicken wings. I took it home, and I had remembered that I did a graphic design course before leaving Wilberforce University as like a course elective, just, that random throwaway course that you do. And I said, well, let me try this out. So I redesigned all of these advertisements. And once I got finished, like a crazy person, I literally called these people and said, hey, I know you don't know me. I saw your advertisement on Kim's Wings. I redesigned it. You can have it for free. But I just want your honest opinion. From that one method, I was able to get, celebrity clients, entrepreneur clients, influencer clients, and it has just been going on for the last 25 years. That's actually how I entered the profession. And graphic design saved my life. I have to be honest about that. It saved my life because I was able to, for the first time in my life, find a place that I can be comfortable, that I could be creative, and that I could also find a little bit of positivity, but also self-esteem. My self-esteem was raising because people were actually saying to me, I never saw my brand this way. I never thought I could look this way. I was taking people on photo shoots. They had never gone on photo shoots before. And this is before the time where people were taking selfies. People had never done that. Oh, I need a photo shoot. Oh, I need a media kit. Like, what's a media kit? What's a comp card? And so because of that, I found purpose again. And then I found myself in that. Right. And so because I was able to be creative in my own way, all of the things that people said about me, I began to question. So I would go in the bathroom, and I've never told this story to anyone, so this is the first time you're hearing this story.
This is a Thoughts and Visions breaking news. Thoughts and Visions breaking news. Here we go.
I would go into the bathroom, and I would look into the mirror, and I would say this one thing: everybody in the world said that you're not beautiful, but what do you love about yourself right now? So then I heard a voice in my head, God, right, said, do your makeup. I didn't know how to do makeup at all, period. I went through the YouTube videos, all of that kind of stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. He said, it doesn't matter. And he said, do your makeup every single day until you feel like you're beautiful. And so, painstakingly so, I looked like a clown for a while. But after a while, I really began to see the beauty. And then I began to get creative because I am a creative. And so I used to wear black hair. Mm-hmm. And then I said, well, no, let me put some color in my hair. Let me play around with colors. And that one thing translated again into everything that I would do. So before, I wouldn't go out and I would network and I would just sit in the corner and I would just look at everybody walk around.
Right.
And then one day I said to myself, talk to 3 people before you leave and take a picture with 3 people before you leave.
Small goals.
Scared the mess out of me. Mm-hmm. Because I'm like, these are the thoughts in my head. What are people going to think? How are people going to perceive me? They're going to think I'm weird. All of these crazy thoughts that go in our mind. And again, the people that you're actually connecting with are not thinking those things about you. Period.
Sometimes you create situations that's non-existent. But here's the thing about the mind. I want to piggyback off something that you said earlier. The mind. It could be your best friend or your greatest enemy. And it's important to wake up to attack the day and start your day with positive thoughts, a positive mindset. Even meditation and finding that balance in life. The mind, it can be, once again, it's one of the most incredible things that you have. So it's up to you to feed it. It's up to you to say, I am beautiful. It's up to you to say, I am confident. It's up to you to say, I am strong.
Yes.
You feed the brain what the brain needs. You find that confidence from within. You can manifest so many things.
You can.
The mind is it's one of the greatest things that God gave us. So with you finding purpose and passion through pouring into others, it helps you find that within yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
So let me give you a real life, real time example. Take somebody like myself. You've seen my page. You've seen the things that I do. How would you help T. Moore build thoughts and visions? How would you help me take this to the mountaintop?
How would I help you take it to the mountaintop?
Yeah.
You're already doing what you're supposed to be doing.
This is true. I feel it.
But you're playing it small. You're way bigger than you think you are. There should be a mix of Cleveland entrepreneurs on here, but you need some celebrities. You need some people of affluence. You have everything that you need in order to take it to the next level. And if I was doing your just really, I would do ads for you. I would do people are so afraid of advertising, and it's the number one way to scale. You know, I would do advertising. I would get celebrities, people of even higher influence, but also I would do network hacking. Have you heard of that?
This is another one. Exclusive. Thoughts and Visions exclusive. Here we go.
So what network hacking is, and this is in the Celebrity Sales Method. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But network hacking is that there are influencers in the city of Cleveland that have massive networks. Get them on your show. Massive networks, and you would be surprised of how many people says yes. Well, of course, because everyone loves publicity. The next thing I would say, or the last thing I would say, is allowing people to understand the power of content. So a lot of times we see this content, we watch it live, and then we let it go. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm a partner with you, and I'm going to say, I am going to repurpose this content. I am going to cut this content up in bite-sized pieces and feed this to my audience on a consistent basis so that they can be fed this experience, and they can know this experience can be for them as well.
Love that.
Absolutely. That. And that's just off the top of my head, but there's so many creative ways in order to expand our territory, but you have to ask yourself the question, where is it that you want to go? What is it that you really want to do, and how bad are you willing to sacrifice to make that happen?
Yeah, I love that. You asked me off camera, why did I choose podcasting?
Yes,
I think it chose me.
for sure.
I have a radio background, a television background, and then it's something that I tried to walk away from.
Yeah.
But it just was like, it just keep calling me. So I just keep coming back because I just believe I'm passionate about people. I'm passionate about learning. When you sit down and rap like we are, you learn so much from it. All you got to do is listen. And you learn so much from just conversing with, other individuals. So for me, it's all about growing. It's all about evolving. It's all about learning, building, and really networking with the right people.
Yeah.
This is why I do what I do. I appreciate you just taking out the time to come sit down with me and rap with me. I appreciate you being open and honest with the story and your testimony. I love that. And these are the things that people can learn, grow from. I seen you this past weekend. You were doing what was it, like a network mixer, or what was that?
Yes. So I was partnered with the Pull Up Experience and with the local app with Jay Fogel, with the David Shands podcast summit. He's doing a big podcast summit on July the 4th and the 5th in Atlanta. So this was just a part of his tour, and Power Brand Experience was a part of that, interviewing. We call it the purple carpet, being able to just connect with local entrepreneurs, seeing where their head is, seeing the things that they're excited about, seeing the things that they're willing to participate in, right? Because a portion of being viral is understanding what your audience needs.
Yeah.
It's understanding what their pain points are. And so we had an opportunity to really, really ask some really dope questions, really get the pulse of the city about what it is that they want. And it was amazing. It was very well attended. The Pull Up Experience and local app, they did an amazing job. We're excited about what they're bringing to the city.
What's the biggest thing that you walked away from with that experience?
David Shands said one thing that I will never forget. He said, you can do so many things with podcasting, but if you're not reaching your audience and you're not pouring into them, of course, by making money, right? What are you really doing? Is it just a passion of yours? Or is it that you're really serving your audience? And I think that one statement allowed me to understand that when we don't monetize our podcast, when we don't offer services or products to our audience, we are doing them a disservice, because they're taking their time to listen to what we have to say. We are establishing ourselves as an expert, but we're not following up to really help them on the next leg of their journey. And that is why they're listening to us. So that one thing is still living rent-free in my mind.
I love that. The fact that you was able to walk away with that, and that's actually powerful. What are some future things that you got coming up?
We have the Power Brand Summit on August the 31st. It is sold out already. It's sold out in 48 hours. So you'll hear about it. You all have an exclusive VIP to come in, and you
sardines.
have 4 extra tickets. So
I tell you,
he has 4 tickets to Power Brand. So if you can get with him, he can get you in a Power Brand. But as of right now, we sold out in 48 hours, and there's still people like, we got to get in there. But let me further answer the question. What is Power Brand?
Yes.
Right? People are like, what is this? Power Brand is the brand experience that influencers need in order to take whatever it is they're doing in the industry to the next level. So we talked a little bit about having a photo shoot, having a headshot, having a comp card. But we take it a next step further, where we're introducing you to a 5-star experience, 5-star foods, 5-star drinks, red carpets, podcast interviewing, networking. I mean, and the thing is, it sounds like what everyone else is doing, but we actually bring in celebrities so that you can take pictures with them. We actually encourage you to talk with one another, because there are people in the room that can literally take you from absolutely nothing to a millionaire overnight.
She said from ashy to classy, I tell you.
Ashy to classy. Okay. And we do that on purpose. It's because Power Brand believes that when your brand is solid and you're ready, you are ready. So if you're in the room, I'm possibly going to introduce you to a millionaire who can come on your podcast and take his audience, pair it with your audience to take you to the stratosphere. But if you're not ready, I'm not inviting you into the room. So that is why Power Brand is invite only, because if you're in the room, you know, and if you're not in the room, you'll find out.
If you know, you know. L, sound like we gonna be at the Power Brand, baby. It's time. It's time, baby. Yeah. And those dates for the Power Brand once again?
Power Brand Summit this year is Saturday, August the 31st. And the location, everything is private. You won't even know the location until 72 hours before the event.
Yeah, you got to drop that on me.
Yeah.
Drop it on me.
Drop it on me.
So before we get out of here, anything else that you got going on? Anything that you want to get out to the people? Contact wise, venue wise, anything that you got going on?
Absolutely. So again, I am Sharita Carthon with Power Brand. Everything that you would love to, any way that you would love to connect with us on my Linktree /Sharita Carthon, Linktree /Sharita Carthon. Everything you need to know about Power Brand, our courses. Also, if you want to book me, if you want to pick my brain, that availability is right there. So Linktree /Sharita Carthon. Everything that we're working on is on that link. Before
we go, I want you to leave something positive for just young women who may have been feeling the way you've been feeling back in those days. Let's leave them with something that's, you know.
I just want to let you know, somebody told you that you're not beautiful, you're not worthy, you can't do it, you're not a boss. And let me tell you this right now. Everything they told you, ask the question why. Why did they say it? Why did they do it? What is their life looking like right now in comparison to what you're doing? The last thing I need to let you know, that you are a boss. You are beautiful, you're strong, and you got this. The only thing you need to do is stay connected, clear your mindset, drink your water, and handle your business. Everything else is irrelevant.
Last but not least, everything that she said In the words of the great Tribe, you better do that, do that. Peace. Till the next time. Thoughts and Visions. Yeah.
Peace.